Boys and girls, today we're going to be painting the swirly twirly background for our penguins. And if you have not finished coloring in your scarf and your penguin's little feet and his nose, you need to do that first. Or if you're really behind us and you haven't traced all of your lines with Sharpie and decided on what you're going to color your penguin, you need to do that first, okay? But once you have this done, then we're going to move on to painting our background. And I'd like you to pick either warm colors or cool colors. Now, my penguin has mostly cool colors here, but he has warm colors here. You want to pick something that you don't already have on your penguin. So probably I should put him not to forget the most important thing, which is to put your name and your class code on your paper and be sure to circle it. Okay, flip it over. You can see that someone was not kind. They did not follow directions on this. Should we have other colors in our paint like this? No. If they rinse their brush in between each time, then I wouldn't have other colors in there. Look, my yellow is all dirty too. So I'm just going to do a little rinsing here right off the bat and try to get this cleaned up because I don't want to use colors that are already mixed. And you, when you're using yours, be respectful of the other people that are going to use these and make sure that you do a rinse. You rinse your brush in between switching colors. Okay, so the other example was warm colors. So I'm going to choose cool colors, but I'm going to avoid this brown because I don't want brown in mine. But I think I'll start with the blue. You're going to need like a puddle of blue, okay, or whatever color you're using. And when you start out with these temper cakes, they're very dry. I added a little water to mine before I started this video so that I would have some already soaking in. If yours isn't a bright, brilliant blue, then you need to put more water and stir it up so that it wakes up this cake of paint that's very dry, okay? And then swirls, you can make swirls two different ways. You can start in the center and swirl bigger, like that. Or you can start on the outside and go smaller. Either way is fine. I want you to do overlapping swirls. So I'm just going to start with some big swirls. I'm going to put a few small swirls, and then I'm going to pick a different color, and I'm going to make them overlap. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to pick this pink, which doesn't look like it has a very good puddle in here. I might have to add a little more water. Okay, now to make this overlap, this is a purplish pink. Remember, cool colors are purple, blue, and green, and this purple, I think this purple could go either way. It could go with the warm colors or it could go with the cool colors because it's kind of a magenta. All right, so to overlap, start at a different spot, and then as you grow bigger, see how my lines are intersecting with the other lines? That's what should happen if you're overlapping. This one is not overlapping. Oh, I guess it is a little bit. But you want to make sure you do a lot of overlapping. And when you have some on all of your paper, most especially I would say the outside, because remember, you're going to cut your penguin out and he's going to cover up the center. Oh, I need some green on here, don't I? Better do a little bit of green. And then when you've finished, when you make sure that you've got swirls that go all the way around the edges. Okay, I'm going to do another one right here just because I want to make sure that I get right to the edges, and I see white space here. So check your white space. You want to make sure you have swirls and twirls on that, okay? And when you're all done, let's see. If this is, some classes are going to actually let this dry a little bit at their table and while they're cutting out their penguins. And if this is day one for you, then we're going to put it on the drying rack and work on our penguins. So it just kind of depends on where some of you had to do it out of order. So we'll just base it on what day you're on. Oh, I want that to be pink. I'm noticing I don't have any pink over here. So I'm going to do a little bit of pink right there. Okay. Mine looks pretty full, so I'm going to stop. And I'm going to just let this dry while I'm cutting out this penguin, okay? When you're cutting out your penguin, you can just get rid of, grab my scissors, you can help yourself out, especially on the toes. I would just help myself out by kind of cross them like this first, and then you can kind of cut in two different directions because you want to be kind of careful around those toes. I don't want that to drop in the paint, so move it over here. You want to be careful around your toes that you don't cut them off, okay? I had somebody cut some, I guess that was their wing they cut off. If that happens to you, try not to worry about it because you're going to glue it down to this paper. So if I were to accidentally, as I'm going along here, cut off this wing, like, oops, I accidentally cut my wing off, right? Then you're just going to go back, go back and cut that wing out anyway. And when you glue him down to this paper, you can just glue your wing right back on. Let's see, my wing, which direction was it going? Was it down? Oh, there it is. It was up. So like that. I would just glue it back on and you never even know that that happened. Okay.